Hey, what's up everybody, Nexel here. Today we are playing Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, and I'm going to be going over the Ultimate Form Sora deal as well as the Pirate Sora deal, talking about the medals themselves, and then talking about whether or not I think you should pull for them. So let's go ahead, open up the notice really quickly, and just kind of speed our way through it, starting with Kingdom Hearts 3 Pirate Sora. So Kingdom Hearts 3 Pirate Sora returns, and he is guaranteed within 5 draws. Looking at the banner itself, you're guaranteed quite a few things. So you're guaranteed 2 Kingdom Hearts 3 medals. So again, these can be like Kingdom Hearts 3 Hainer, it could be like Kingdom Hearts 3 Starlight, Kingdom Hearts 3 Young Xehanort. It could be a lot of different things in that Kingdom Hearts 3 pull, but you're getting 2 of those guaranteed. You're getting 1 guaranteed trait for Pirate Sora himself, 7 random assortment of medals, which again can be as low as a 5-star medal going all the way up to an additional supernova medal. So it's a pretty random assortment there, but you get 7 of those medals, and then you get 2 magic gems per pull as well as 10 VIP coins per pull. So this is how a banner should be. It's even across free to play and pay to play, so regardless of if you buy a VIP, you're getting the same banner as someone who doesn't buy VIP. So this is a great banner. You're guaranteed the medal at the end, you get traits along the way, you get VIP coins, you get the gems, everything. You get so much guarantee within one banner. This is the banner. This is how a banner should be, especially with that part where you know exactly what you're getting at the end. This is the banner that I liked before they started doing the 1 in 3 mercies, 1 in 5 mercies. This is what a free-to-play banner should look like. Alright, anyways, moving on, you get a few days to decide, so at this point you only really have 3 more days to decide whether or not you want to pull either for Pirate Sora or for Ultimate Form Sora. And let's just go over Pirate Form Sora really quickly. So Pirate Form Sora is this game's version of a glass cannon, where he's got a crazy high maximum strength, 50,000, which is the highest in the game so far, and it is a single target medal that pretty much debuffs you, the player. So after activation of this medal, you get a lot of negative consequence. You get minus 15 general defense, minus 15 upright defense, minus 15 reverse defense, minus 15 PSM defense. You pretty much help the enemy knock you out if you don't knock it out with Pirate Form Sora. It has damage plus 1 enemy or 0 parts left, which plays into the damage multiplier. So pretty much when we look at Pirate Sora, if you look at that damage multiplier, it's times 3.8 if there's more than 1 enemy left, or it's 64.60. So without the tier 9 multiplier, it's pretty much times 1 multiplier if there's any more than 1 enemy, or if there's only 1 enemy, it's times 17 multiplier. So on top of that maximum strength, that 17 multiplier can make a huge amount of damage. Moving on to the special attack again, gauge use plus 30. So what that means is that even after you activate this medal, it will automatically consume 30 gauges on top of the 9 gauge cost. And keep in mind that that gauge use 30 being in the special attack text means that even if you decrease the cost of the medal by giving it something like attack boost 10 max, SP gauge 2, so you're trying to lower the gauge cost from 9 to 2, because of that gauge use plus 30 in the special attack, this medal is going to forcibly take away 30 additional gauges, pretty much leaving you with no gauges left. So it debuffs you, it only works pretty much when there's 1 enemy, and then it takes away 30 gauges from you. This medal is a huge example of a glass cannon. Its supernova attack is a single target attack that restores 5 gauges and triggers before slot 3 is activated in defending in PvP. So I know I talked a lot of good things about this medal right now, but honestly, it's a skip for me, because this medal has very niche scenarios and it is very dependent on you getting the right traits on it. So remember the game mechanic where if your strength is lower than the enemy's defense, you're going to be doing 1 damage regardless. So unless you get like ground enemy defense minus 60, aerial enemy defense minus 60, you might not be able to lower that enemy's defense enough for you to be doing a sizable amount of damage. And the whole point of this medal is to dish out a lot of damage to a single target with no additional friends that are helping that target out. So I never really talked about this medal before, but essentially it's just too restrictive in use. There's very few scenarios where I feel like I'm gonna want to use this medal over something else. This medal has such small versatility that I think if you bought into it, it's because you're looking for a specific reason to use it. Because this medal can be great in raids. It can be great in like giant boss fights where you have to face just one enemy, but it's just so restricted. You know, like having a maximum strength that high is only relevant again if your strength is higher than the enemy's defense, which is sometimes reliant on you having the trait ground enemy defense minus 60, aerial enemy defense minus 60, something like that. So it's restrictive in use, and it's not very versatile, and that's a reason why I really don't like Pirate Sora, and I really don't advocate for getting him unless you have a specific use in mind, unless you can shell out the pretty much the jewels in order to get traits, either by buying them from the Moogle shop or just continually pulling on the banner for some reason or another. Remember that these two particular medals, Ultimate Form Sora and Pirate Form Sora, do not have an avatar board where you can trade in VIP coins in order to get more traits. So moving to the avatar boards, just to show you, so we have the foretellers and then we have KR21. They did not give us an additional banner or an additional avatar board where we can just get strictly traits. So that's kind of the downside, is that if you pull 5 times to get this medal, you're only getting 5 traits. And if you don't hit for Pirate Sora, ground enemy defense minus 60 or aerial enemy defense minus 60, the whole usefulness of the medal kind of goes away a little bit. Or if you don't hit like 5 damage and rage traits. So, I don't know. Restrictiveness, not very versatile. I really don't advocate for getting Pirate Form Sora, especially when right underneath it is the Ultimate Form Sora deal. Now, I think, honestly, if you don't have Ultimate Form Sora, you should be pulling for this. This is one of those scenarios where you saved up those 15,000 jewels to make sure you had enough to do the Mercy. So the banner details for Ultimate Form Sora are more or less the same as Pirate Sora, except you are getting the Ultimate Form Sora at the end, and after 5 pulls, you're getting Ultimate Form Sora traits, and you're getting speed gems, as opposed to the magic gems in the Pirate Form Sora. But before we just keep going on praising the Ultimate Form Sora deal, let's go ahead and actually check out Ultimate Form Sora and why I think he's such a pullable medal. So it hits all targets, deals 3 hits that ignore target's attribute. That means no matter what attribute the enemy is, you are dealing super effective damage. So even though the medal is upright speed, if you're going up against a medal that is, let's just say it's a power enemy, and normally speed is weak to power, but because of this ignoring target's attributes, Ultimate Form Sora, when you use a special attack, will hit for weakness damage. And as this game moves forward, weakness damage is becoming very, very important, dealing ×2 the amount of damage the normal attack would be doing. So hitting for weakness is super good. So that's already the first point that makes Ultimate Form Sora really good. For 1 turn, it buffs metal strength by 1500, and as everyone knows, if anyone's seen any of my guides, being able to stack metal strength and use recovery buffing is so crucial for being able to pass quests easily, because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for tricks and ways around just beating down the enemy that'll help you pass quests. And this is one of those mechanics that will certainly help you pass quests as we move forward. It also has the added utility of giving upright metal strength, or I'm sorry, not upright metal, but giving you a upright buff, PSM strength buff by 7, and then decreasing the enemy's upright defense and PSM defense by 7, count plus or minus 0, not plus or minus, count plus minus 0, meaning it doesn't affect the enemy's count. So there's a lot of good things rolled into this medal. Ignoring that attribute, giving you that metal strength, buffing you a little bit, because when you use it with Kingdom Hearts 3 Kairi, Kingdom Hearts 3 Kairi doesn't give you perfect buffs. It will still be missing -8 upright strength for you and -8 upright defense for the enemy. And this closes that gap even further, leaving you pretty much with only 1 upright strength left to buff yourself, and then -1 upright defense debuff on the enemy. It also does count plus minus 0, so that's a good or a bad thing based on if you want to be using recovery buffing, but overall, it's a lot of good utility stacked into one medal. Only for 3 gauges too, that's a very low cost, and at a set multiplier, meaning that there's no conditions that you have to be meeting. You don't have to have a certain amount of HP, it doesn't have to be in a certain spot in the Keyblade, you don't have to have a certain amount of gauges or number of people in your party. It's just a flat damage medal that deals super effective damage, and if it hasn't driven home yet, this medal is just really good. I think everyone should have a copy of this. I really do think that everyone should have a copy of this. Its Supernova attack will round out the buffs, giving you upright strength and PSM strength by 10, and then decreasing the target's upright defense and PSM defense by 10. So essentially, this medal, with its Supernova attack and its special attack, will give you perfect upright buffs and perfect PSM buffs, and then give the enemy perfect defense debuffs for upright and PSM. It's just so good. There's a lot of utility kicking in this, and right now, upright speed is doing really well. So when you compare like it to other types of Keyblades, so Sleeping Lion, let's just use that our example. So if you have Supernova plus Gula and Ultimate Form Sora, you are hitting for crazy amounts of upright speed damage. So honestly, Ultimate Form Sora is just a really good medal. I would argue that Ultimate Form Sora, again, is one of those medals that you save your jewels for in order to be able to pull for it. I use it in so many videos, I use it in so many strategies. If you look at other people that are playing Union Cross and building strategies, a lot of them have Ultimate Form Sora. The big trade-off with Ultimate Form Sora right now is that if you didn't get his initial campaign where they gave you 30 traits, you're only getting 5 traits from this. But that's 5 traits where you can hopefully hit something like extra attack, ground, strength. But really, Ultimate Form Sora, what makes him really good is not just the traits, because he does hit for like a lot of damage if you have the right traits, but he's also got great tech utility, and that's what we always look for when it comes to a medal, is versatility. How many situations can I use it in? Is it going to be limited to just one type of scenario like Pirate Form Sora, or is it going to be very useful no matter what scenario you're in, like Ultimate Form Sora? So Ultimate Form Sora, I would argue, if you saved up 15,000 jewels and you do not have him, wait until that final day. Wait until it says like less than 24 hours left, and then see if they post anything on the Union Cross Twitter for what the next banner is going to be. But honestly, I really think that unless they plan on replacing Ultimate Form Sora soon, which I don't see happening because he just came out last month, unless they plan on replacing him, I really think everyone should have a copy of this medal, and it is worth probably, like in my opinion, depending on your scenario, because it's very dependent on scenario. If you have 15,000 jewels, I would consider sinking below 15,000 jewels just to make sure I have this medal. One kind of just funny thing to note about either of the banners is that if you look at the draw odds, there's, funny enough, a chance for you to actually get an additional one. So as part of those 7 general medals that you're getting, there's a potential that it could be another Ultimate Form Sora. So just a funny little tidbit to throw in there, that it's not limited to the Mercy. You can get it as part of the general medals that you can grab. But let's take a look at the Kingdom Hearts 3 medals. And yeah, so you can also get it as one of your guaranteed 2 Kingdom Hearts 3 medals. So when we look at these banners, what's my recommendation? Pirate Form Sora, if you're looking for versatility, skip it. If you're one of those super whales that needs Pirate Form Sora for those crazy raids or for crazy single target damage, and you're confident that you can get that ground and that aerial enemy defense minus 60, go for it. But for most players, like 90 to 99% of players, I'd probably say don't pull for the Pirate Sora. Ultimate Form Sora, if you don't have one, you should be pulling for this. The only thing that would make me say don't pull for it is if they release something at 8 p.m. PST the night before these banners go away saying, hey, we're dropping the new Kyrie, and it's a 5 Mercy pull. That would be my thought on it. Because I say it in past videos, flash sales like this usually are not worth it. Ultimate Form Sora, that medal's great. It ranked number 3 in my top 10 list in August for a very good reason, and to this day I still think it's one of the most powerful medals in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. But with that being said, take that advice as you may. You know, maybe it's for you, maybe it's not for you, but it's just all information and my personal opinion on whether or not I think you should pull for these medals. So as always, if there are any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to drop them down in the comments below, and I'd be happy to answer when I have the time. But as always, everyone, until next time, take it easy.